9-1 at home with the win against Troy on Thursday. South Alabama 3-5 on the road, trying to break a 3-game losing streak, and we are underway in Hannah. South Alabama wins the opening tip. There's Trey Mitchell, the preseason Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year, as now they go down low into the post, and Ajayi with the basket and the foul in the first possession.
The fourth leading scorer in the Sun Belt, getting in there, using physicality, absorbing the contact, and throwing it up off the glass and in. He leads the conference in scoring, and he's the most efficient scorer in all of the Sun Belt, with the highest field goal percentage in the conference.
And he's been on a tear recently, 20 points a game over the last 5. As we look at the Eagles starting lineup, Elijah McCadden, Ike Smith, Calvin Wishart, Quan Jackson, and Isaiah Crawley. Some help for the Eagles as David Lee Jones will be active for today's game, has not played in the last 4 contests. It's Calvin Wishart, fakes a 3, drives in, kicks out to McCadden. Ike Smith with a 3 from the corner, too strong. And the starting 5 for South Alabama, Herb McGee, Tyreek Locure, Chad Lott, Josh Ajayi, and Trey Mitchell. Jaguars rotating the ball around. Tyreek Locure, the only freshman out of 4 senior/graduate students. And a turnover, but the Jags get it right back. And the freshman Locure scores for South Alabama.
Just catches Georgia Southern slipping right there on the offensive end, trying to get the ball back up court. Isaiah Crawley not heads up with the pass. Locure comes in and steals it away. Easy basket.
Eagles looking for their first basket. Ike Smith drives the baseline, kicks out to Jackson. Wishart for 3, got fouled on the shot, and he will go to the line for 3.
Sophomore Wishart, one of the most effective three-point shooters in the conference, shoots around 40% from beyond the arc. Had 2 defenders crash in on him when he went up for that shot, absorbed the contact, fell to the ground. Has a chance to get the 3 the old-fashioned way.
And he's had a lot of responsibility over the last couple of games with the absence of David Lee Jones. With Jones out, Wishart the primary point guard for this team, primary ball handler for this team as well. Ike Smith was their secondary ball handler, but now with Jones back, to take a little bit of pressure off the sophomore.
And a lot of the teams they are going up against would go with the full court press defense to try to pressure Calvin Wishart, wear him out a little bit. In the Georgia State game last week, got in foul trouble. Now having David Lee Jones back, a second point guard to be able to come in and take over some of those responsibilities is a very big bonus for Georgia Southern.
Jay with the slam after Wishart made all 3 free throws on the foul. And an offensive foul as Chad Lott taking the charge for the Jags. South Alabama 12-11 on the season, 5-7 in the Sun Belt Conference, and like we said, Ryan, their last 3 losses have all come from just under 5 points.
Just seems like they haven't quite hit that groove yet. They have a lot of potential. The offensive foul is going to be called there. A moving screen on Ajayi.
And what's interesting, in that last game against Georgia State, with a 76-73 loss, they held the lead for almost 30 minutes as that ball knocked away from Calvin Wishart. The Eagles will keep it. A big win for the Eagles in their last game against Troy. 4 Eagles in double figures, led by Quan Jackson, who had 21 points, and Isaiah Crawley, who had a double-double, 18 points, 10 boards. So here's Quan Jackson for 3. That one rolls off the left side and goes out of bounds.
It went on Thursday for Georgia Southern. It started off really slow for the Eagles. They got it going and came out and just dominated all the way through the majority of the game. About halfway through the first half, Georgia Southern took over and did not look back. Had to switch gears after that Georgia State loss and trying to get back into the second half of conference play against a team that's already beat them in South Alabama this year.
Yeah, early in the first half against Troy on Thursday, they were down by 10 and went on a 25-0 run. Long three, no good from Locure. McCadden floats it up, no good. Rebound, Ajayi. Down low into the post, and Ajayi scores.
He highlighted him in the open for a reason. He gets the ball, gets good looks underneath the basket. Is physical, dominant. He's already got 7 points here for the Jags.
He's also a preseason first team all-conference selection, and so with Ike Smith with a third team selection, knocks down the three. Or should I say second team? They double team Ajayi. Trey Mitchell now in the wing. They rotate it around. Long three, and it's good from Locure. And Locure a chance for a 4-point play.
Locure kept that hand up after shooting the basketball when Wisher crashed in with the hand in his face. Just enough contact after the shot to warrant the foul. Good heads-up play there from Locure, the freshman.
And South Alabama has a lot of seniors and graduate students on this team and a couple of freshmen, and Locure is going to be a force in this conference for years to come. An incredible high school athlete. We'll talk more about his stats later. Here's Quan Jackson with the right hook. That one rolls out. Simeon Carter, who checked it for the first time, surrounded by 4 Jags. And possession will go to South Alabama.
3-second violation on Carter right under the rim. Not much he could do with that basketball. The officials are going to come together and discuss something. Carter, good job crafting the offensive rebound. Unfortunately for him, he was just surrounded by red jerseys. Nowhere to go.
So South Alabama already with an early 12-6 lead, 4 minutes in. Mitchell now to the corner. And they're going to say that lot, even at the 4-4 here in Statesboro.
That last game in Mobile was a back-and-forth contest. Georgia Southern looked like they were going to come out with that win and just let it slip through their fingertips. Trying to get a little revenge on the Jags back here on their home court.
And it was Josh Ajayi that helped get the Jags in position to win that game last time up. Crawley kicks over to Quan Jackson. Here's David Lee Jones back in rotation for the Eagles after missing the last couple of games. Shot clock at 4. The alley-oop to Carter, no good, and good defense down low by Kevin Morris for South Alabama.
Good job placing his body underneath the rim, not letting Carter get to the basket with ease on the alley-oop attempt.
Morris now covered by Simeon Carter. Mitchell gets it to him down low on the block. Nice defense from Carter. Eagles in transition. Isaiah Crawley trying to go all the way, loses it. And they'll say it was last tipped by South Alabama.
Substitutions for the Jaguars, stepping in number 22, Andre Fox.
So the Jaguars will bring back in Ajayi as David Lee Jones, the inbounder for the Eagles. Jackson for 3. Put back no good from Carter. But a foul going to be called. And that's going to be another foul on Ajayi. So he now picks up his second foul. And we're just over 5 minutes in the game. So that's not a good sign for South Alabama.
For the Eagles shooting 2.
Ajayi has to check back out as soon as he checks in.
Ajayi with 7 points, 3 of 3 from the field already, but if you're Georgia Southern, you couldn't ask for anything better. Getting him in foul trouble early, getting one of their best scorers, most efficient scorers off the floor for as long as you can. That's a big matchup to highlight with the bigs of Georgia Southern. Not quite as physical as South Alabama's. Simeon Carter's going to have a lot of playing time, as is Isaiah Crawley.
And can't forget Trey Dawkins off the bench for the Eagles as well. So Carter goes 1 of 2 from the line. There's an open 3. Missed by Andre Fox. Well, it's put back in.
David Lee Jones and Simeon Carter both try to come down with the same rebound. Lost it among themselves and right it back up and in for the Jags.
McCadden going to drive, kicks out to Crawley. Shot clock at 10. Offensive foul. It'll be on Quan Jackson as Chad Lott takes another charge for South Alabama.
That's twice here early in the first half. South Alabama has drawn fouls that could have gone either way. They know Georgia Southern is a cut and dish out team. They know they're going to try to go into the basket first. Anticipating that contact when they're driving to the hole is a great job of getting the foul called on the Eagles instead of on themselves.
Andre Fox, top of the key, going to slow things down for a moment. Down low in the post. Lott fakes, goes up a second time. That shot close, but no good. Jones. No good. Put back from Trey Dawkins off the mark as well. Eagles having some hard times. They're trying to knock down some buckets. And a foul on Isaiah Crawley. Georgia Southern 1 of 9 to start the evening.
Having a tough time getting easy looks. A lot of contested shots, a lot of contact back on this end between David Lee Jones and South Alabama's defenders, as well as Trey Dawkins going for the putback. Mark Byington is giving the officials an earful after saying they missed 2 calls back on the Eagles side of the floor and instead called the blocking foul on the Eagles on the other side.
Yeah, 4 of 7 points have come from the free throw line for Georgia Southern. They're 4 of 5 to start. Ike Smith going to check back in. South Alabama on the other end, 6 of 10 shooting from the field. Chad Lott gets a screen. A traveling violation on Andre Fox, the senior from Maryland.
Took an extra step on the pump fake, got him with the easy whistle.
Returning to the game for the Jaguars, number 4, Tyreek Locura.
So Tyreek Locura checks back in for the Jaguars. Let's see how the Eagles do on this possession. They've missed their last 5 shots. David Lee Jones for 3. And that's got to feel good. Welcome back, David Lee Jones.
David Lee Jones was out excited in warm-up, smiling ear to ear, ready to be back on this floor. We know it had to be tough to him to miss those rivalry games against Georgia State. Back on the floor now, time for him to make an impact for his team and ends an almost 4-minute-long scoring drought.
Yeah, the senior from Tampa, Florida, pretty much the 6th man for Georgia Southern throughout the last couple of years.
And this season, Danny, he had even slid into the starting role for a handful of games. With his absence, Calvin Wishart's kind of adjusted to that spot. It would be interesting to see if maybe further along down the road if he slides back into the starting 5.
Yeah, starts a couple of games of the year. This season started 9 games out of the 19 he's played so far. Shot clock at 10. Quan Jackson will fire from long distance. And after a couple of bounces, goes in. 1-point game now in Hanner.
Really tough interior defense in South Alabama so far. Georgia Southern not with many openings to get inside and force to fire it from deep. Well, they're 3 of 6.
Alley-oop to McCadden.
David Lee Jones coming out and executing to perfection, and he is fired up on that Georgia Southern team.
Ball knocked loose, stolen away by Ike Smith. Smith for 3. Tried to get his own rebound, but called for a foul.
That's something they've been working on over the course of the years, being able to play the full 40 minutes. And there you see Ajayi right there, not being able to perform right now. He's got 7 points, 3 of 3 from the field, but he's in foul trouble early, a big-time loss for the Jags.
Yeah, 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes of play. So we'll see who will be the go-to man for South Alabama. Georgia Southern on the other end, as that's a nice post move from KK Curry. Snaps an 8-0 run from the Eagles. And a couple of big threes, one from David Lee Jones and Quan Jackson to put them back ahead. And a beautiful alley-oop from Jones to McCadden. Another offensive foul. This time it's on Elijah McCadden.
That time there was a lot of contact when David Lee Jones was driving baseline, trying to get inside. The Jaguar defense has been holding up, maintaining its physicality and not letting Georgia Southern inside. Mark Byington is fed up with it, not getting any calls so far. Instead of offensive fouls called, that's 3 on Georgia Southern.
Yeah, Calvin Wishart and Isaiah Crawley both with 2 fouls each, so they're currently not on the floor. 7 fouls overall for the Eagles in this first half. Herb McGee calling for the screen. Lokier, shot clock at 4. He'll fire from deep. Smith, his three-pointer shot is short. Curry gets past Simeon Carter for 2.
Good move from KK Curry getting inside.
Freshman from Cleveland, Tennessee. There's not much in between on the South Alabama team. You either have seniors or graduate students, a redshirt junior, but the rest are freshmen. McCadden for 3. You saw the Eagles knock down some threes to get back in this game, but now they've missed the last couple of shots. Now 3 of 9 from deep. Andre Fox, he'll fire from long range, and he knocks one down for South Alabama. That's their second make from long range.
Georgia Southern coming out of the timeout with a cold hand. Ike Smith trying to lead his team and gets a foul call on the drive. Trying to throw the alley-oop up to Simeon Carter.
So Herb McGee picks up a foul there. Calvin Wishart, Isaiah Crawley check back in. They have to be cautious here. Just under 8.5 to play in the first. Both with 2 fouls. Don't want to pick up a third. Wishart for the triple. Is missed. Ball goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Eagles. The Jaguars now ahead by 6. And Crawley able to draw a foul. He'll shoot 2 at the line.
Fouls on the Jaguars, number 3, Kevin Morris, his first.
Crawley hit the ground pretty hard after drawing that contact. Come up all smiles. Pretty loud thump, looked like it's just the elbow hitting hardwood.
Crawley, the senior from Ripley, Tennessee, his second season with Georgia Southern, started his career at Columbia State Community College. Last season had a great first year with Georgia Southern, averaging 11.5 points and 5.5 rebounds to become a vocal leader for this team this year. Second free throw goes in and out, but Elijah McCadden gets the offensive board. McCadden will drive. And another offensive foul. Elijah McCadden now has his second. Good defense from the Jags here in the first half.
Well, they knew exactly what to expect from this Georgia Southern team. They did their homework. They know Georgia Southern's going to have that one fake and then try to drive in and kick out if it's open. And they have anticipated that nearly every possession, not allowing Georgia Southern to really get inside, forcing them to shoot longer jump shots, 10 shots from beyond the arc, and drawing charges left and right nearly, it seems like every possession if you're Georgia Southern.
Fox calls for a screen from Curry. Clock at 10. Fox has it knocked away. South Alabama, the school's Athletics Hall of Fame in 1959, and his number 22 jersey was retired in 2010.
It's an icon here in Statesboro, the leading scorer in the university's history, and a big part of the Georgia Southern basketball franchise that has continued to grow as the university has done the same.
So a missed three-pointer from South Alabama will give the Eagles possession after a shot clock violation. Low-scoring affair in the first half, and the Jags have a 5-point lead over the Eagles. Jackson steps inside. It's a deep two, and he gets whacked. He'll head to the line.
Jaguar foul is on number 0, K.K. Curry.
Really physical ball game here, Danny. A lot of contact. South Alabama's done a great job defensively, not letting Georgia Southern get inside the paint. And on the other end, Georgia Southern keeping up that really stingy defense that they are so well known for. Second in turnovers force in the Sun Belt Conference. Lead the league in blocks and have the best turnover margin in all of the Sun Belt. It's a defensive battle here early when you come to these two teams, and both teams did their homework. They knew exactly what to expect, and this game might be won or lost at the free throw line.
Yeah, very physical. Also, a lot of players in foul trouble. Josh Ajayi for South Alabama has picked up 2 fouls and is yet to return in the game, while Georgia Southern has 3 players in foul trouble. Calvin Wisher, Isaiah Crawley, and Elijah McCadden. As Curry goes underneath for 2.
It's going to be tough for Ajayi to make a return and not have any more fouls called on him. He's such a big part of Georgia Southern's game plan as Jackson fires up a 3. Is going inside, driving in before they look to kick out. And Ajayi being that forward, the big man in the center of the Jaguar defense, it's tough for him not to pick up any contact.
Offensive rebound. And Ike Smith with the block from behind on Andre Fox. Possession stays with the Jags. And Isaiah Crawley is going to check back in for David Vitti. Trey Mitchell with his first shot, and it's good. And it's been some sort of a quiet year for Mitchell, who was named the preseason player of the year, averaging just under 10 points a night. Crawley misses his first shot, goes back up, gets it again, he'll head to the line.
Well, the officials must have said the first shot from Crawley was tipped. Didn't look like it hit the rim, and it went straight up in the air and came back down to him. I didn't see much contact. I thought it might have been a traveling violation, but the ruling must have been that that one was tipped by a Jaguar defender underneath the rim. Crawley catches a lucky break, and he's back at the line.
Foul's going to be on Trey Mitchell. That's his first foul of the night. Crawley hits both. Still down by 6 with 6 minutes to play in the first. As that one goes off the foot of David Lee Jones. Chad Lott over Carter for 2.
Tough shot, even absorbed the contact on the hand. He was going up with that ball with. What a finish.
Crawley kicks out to Smith. Smith drives in. And that'll be a foul on Curry.
Georgia Southern finally gets a call to go their way on a drive. Smith got one step on the defender, just enough to get the whistle blown on Curry.
Team's 8. Ike Smith at the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, for a moment, the Eagles were concerned there was going to be another offensive foul. So Smith missing the 1-and-1 as both teams are in the bonus. Mitchell for 3, good.
Three-pointer by Trey Mitchell.
And Trey Mitchell may need to be the guy to step up with the absence of Ajayi. Smith from the elbow.
Ike Smith had a quiet performance against Troy on Thursday. Did his job playing a role and getting the ball out to other players, but trying to get some scoring going here, get Georgia Southern's momentum back on their side.
Traveling violation on the Jaguars. Yeah, you're right, Ryan. Smith with only 5 points, but he had 9 rebounds and 6 assists. So doing more than just scoring for Georgia Southern in that win against Troy. Calvin Wishart back in for the Eagles. Elijah McCadden as well. Both these sophomores have to be careful. Both with 2 fouls, same as Crawley. Smith's 3, no good. Rebound Curry.
Jaguars running that offense through Trey Mitchell. Making sure he gets touches on every possession.
The jumper good from Fox. He led the team in scoring in that 3-point loss to Georgia State. As Ike Smith will go to the line for 1-and-1s. Andre Fox had 20 points off of 7 of 16 shooting in Atlanta.
Ike Smith at the line for the Eagles, shooting 1-and-1. Returning for South Alabama, number 4, Tyreek LaCure.
McGee's going to check out after being whistled for that foul. And he was upset with not getting the charge on Ike Smith. He was getting on that line and tried to set his feet, but it looked like he was backpedaling, shifting to the left a little bit, trying to cut Smith off.
Another missed free throw from Smith. Crawley got the offensive rebound and went down hard, so now he'll head to the line. That's going to be the 10th foul for the Jaguars, so double bonus means 2 free throws now for the senior Crawley. Smith has missed both his free throw attempts in the first half. Crawley on the other end, 3 of 4, making now 3 of 5.
See on the replay, it's a good job getting those arms extended. Both Jaguar defenders draped all over him. And Ike Smith, Danny, is a 65% free throw shooter, and after that Georgia State game where he missed a handful of crucial ones, you wonder if it's just got in his head a little bit and it's a mental thing, not skill-based, and having trouble knocking them down at the free throw line.
Mitchell wide open, another 3 knocked down for South Alabama. They have a 13-point lead with just over 4 remaining in the first.
Now just a defensive breakdown for Georgia Southern. You can't leave someone who's shooting the ball well in this first half wide open at the 3-point line.
And now you wonder if there's some pressure now on the Eagles, and if they may try to get back in this game by hitting threes. Wishart will fire from long range, and that one couldn't find the rim. Crawley with the save. Smith in the post and scores down below.
Good tip by Trey Mitchell, getting that one inside to Locure. I don't know how he got up and got that one over Quan Jackson.
Locure over to Fox. Fox will drive, pulls up. No good, rebounded by Jackson. Jackson from deep. Georgia Southern now 4 of 13 from the three-point line. And we've seen it a couple of times this year where this team will live and die by the three. Steele, Jackson flips it up. Basket counts. No, they're going to say.
He said he'll shoot 2 as Georgia Southern's in the double bonus against the Jaguars.
Jackson 1 of 2 from the charity stripe in the first half. Georgia Southern in the first half, 9 of 15. We're now 10 of 16. And Jackson hits both.
This is exactly what Georgia Southern needed, Danny. Start going on a little run of their own. They're on a 7-0 run here in the past few minutes. Need to get something going before going into the break. I have to have the lead, but just make it manageable.
Especially with Josh Ajayi still on the bench for the Jaguars. Lott from the elbow. Rolls in for 2. McCadden, along with Ike Smith, David Lee Jones, Quan Jackson, and Simeon Carter on the floor for the Eagles. Jackson for 3.
Quan Jackson is keeping up that scoring streak. Had 21 last time out against Troy. Still has the hot hand against the Jags and Hanner.
He did not knock down a 3 against Troy, has 3. Here against the Jaguars, ball knocked out, possession goes to the Eagles. And a great block from Simeon Carter down low.
A lot of athleticism from Carter, leaving his feet, hitting the ground and leaving him right back again. Great job on the athletic ability, getting back up for that block.
Quan, corner 3, yes! Jackson starting to heat up.
And Elijah McCadden saw him in that corner standing there and wanted to get him the basketball. Keep feeding the hot hand, Georgia Southern.
Curry goes up for 2. What was a 13-point lead for South Alabama, now only ahead by 4. Under 90 seconds to play in the first half. Smith, deep 3. One-point game with a minute left to play. And a foul.
Georgia Southern foul on number 13, Quan
Gonna go on Quan Jackson.
Team's 9.
So Jackson now with his second foul. So it'll be really interesting, Ryan, to see how Mark Byington goes about his rotation in the second half if the fouls start to rack up.
We've already known there's not that deep of a bench for his squad. As Isaiah Crawley looks to check back in now. He's going to come in for Simeon Carter. But if you're Byington, you've got to keep Jackson in. He's shooting the ball extremely well. He's 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, 4 of 8 from the field in total. Got to keep getting him the basketball. Ike Smith also in double figures with 10. You have to take advantage of this last nearly a minute of play without Ajayi on the floor. Georgia Southern hasn't been able to capitalize with having him in foul trouble just yet.
Herb McGee, the senior, hit the first free throw, knocks down the second as well. Now under a minute to play in the first half. Another deep 3 for Ike Smith, and we're tied.
Eagles shooting it well from long range. Not being able to get inside or taking what they can get and knocking down the 3 ball.
Mitchell has it stripped away from
floor in the second half.
McGee will be in the inbounder. Keep an eye on Trey Mitchell. He's 3 of 3 shooting from the field, 2 of 2 from long range. It's the inbound. Hand it off to McGee. Shot clock at 10. Mitchell will drive with the right hand. Too strong. Ike Smith has it for the Eagles. And he just stepped out of bounds. And the Jaguars caught a lucky break.
There's not much room for Ike Smith to work with after getting that rebound. Loses his balance and must have barely stepped on that baseline.
So the Jaguars will have the final possession. Mitchell fades back. Short. Rebound Ike. Jones from half court. Shot didn't go. And both teams have to be very careful about how they go about this second half. A lot of players in foul trouble for Georgia Southern. Elijah McCadden, Isaiah Crawley, Calvin Wishart, and Quan Jackson all with 2 fouls. Josh Ajayi, Herb McGee, and KK Curry with 2. And Tyreek Lokier with 3 fouls from the first half. Here's Trey Mitchell now driving and drawing a foul. It'll be on Ike Smith, and that is his second. So all 5 starters for the Eagles, McCadden, Crawley, Smith, Wishart, and Jackson, all with 2 personals.
Number 3, Ike Smith, his second personal, first team foul.
A lot of Georgia Southern's first half points, 11 of them coming from the charity stripe. These will just be the 6th shots from South Alabama from the line. Georgia Southern went 11 of 17. The Jags went 3 of 4, make it 4 of 5.
Here you see the previous play where Smith picked up his second foul. Trey Mitchell, redshirt senior of Austell, Georgia, was the preseason favorite, preseason player of the year. So far, 9 points. Here's Ike Smith. Over to Quan Jackson. Smith gets it right back, fires from deep, and that one's short.
You could just tell Ike Smith wanted to shoot that basketball and went into the locker room with a high hand. Almost a heat check on that possession. He just really wanted to throw one up as soon as he got in touch with it.
We'll see if Smith and Jackson can pick up the pace from the first. Ajayi's shot no good.
Going to be interesting to see, Danny, who Georgia Southern puts down on the post on Ajayi. Has a really physical frame. Maybe Ike Smith down. No Simeon Carter in the game for that length. Isaiah Crawley's in. Once again, he's going to draw fouls down low. All of Georgia Southern's players, lack of room to work with.
Crawley couldn't hit the shot, recovers. Jackson for 3. Rebounded by Mitchell. Now down low, Chad Lott scores for 2. He has 8 points. Calvin Wishart from long range. He knocks it down. Nothing to net there. Georgia Southern leads the Sun Belt Conference in 3-point makes a game. The Ajayi shot swirls in.
Their offense is going to focus on Josh Ajayi. He's going to keep getting him the ball. He's their leading scorer, averages nearly 16 points per contest. Those 2 first half fouls didn't play much. Expect to see him for the majority of the second half unless he gets in more trouble.
McCadden from the baseline, no good. A collision down low as Chad Lott is down. But on the other end, Trey Mitchell scores. And we'll have a brief pause in the action. Chad Lott slow to get up. Holding on to his head.
Lott is down, laying down for a few minutes, and they're going to take him out for some precautionary reasons. Hit the floor hard. You can hear the thump from over here. I'm sure that training staff checks him out on the South Alabama sideline.
So while a lot gets evaluated, they'll bring in KK Curry. Always pass to Carter, intercepted. Tariq Loker loses it. And it was knocked away by the freshman. Eagles will keep it. The only points for the Eagles in this half has been the 3-ball from Calvin Wishart here in the first 3 minutes. Calvin kicks over to Ike Smith in the corner for 3. Good. And that's the 3 that Smith was looking for after he missed his first one.
Sometimes the Eagles can live or die by the 3. Today they are living by it. That's their 10th make from long range.
Herb McGee was open, misses his 3-pointer. And Ajayi, his foot went through his shoe. He was letting the official know. And Mark Byington didn't like that play stopped. So Ajayi will be taken out. Kevin Morris will check in. As Ajayi now may have to find another shoe real quick.
I'm not really sure, Danny, why that play was stopped. It's almost like an injured player in the backcourt. You don't stop play when the other team has the ball. That was a weird instance. Good tip out by Isaiah Crawley.
Wisher for 3. Well, nonetheless, the momentum continues to be on the Eagles' side, now ahead by 2.
It almost looks like their entire game plan is coming from out long range. Georgia Southern is not even trying to drive in at this point. They're kicking inside, and maybe Isaiah Crawley will throw it back out to someone on the line. And another foul on Calvin Wishart.
Tanner Hooligans not liking that call as Wishart picks up his 3rd. Chad Lott back in the game after being evaluated on the bench. Inside the free throw line jumper was short. David Lee Jones thought about taking a 3, instead fakes and fires. Rebound Loker. Clock at 10, inside the Mitchell. Good deep Saw State is getting on their way, and later on this evening, Louisiana facing Texas State in San Marcos. How about Troy beating Georgia State there after Troy lost to Georgia Southern this past Thursday?
Just a perfect example of how wild and unpredictable this Sun Belt Conference is. Top to bottom, a lot of talent. Anyone can pretty much beat anyone on any given day, as Ike Smith going to be called with a travel.
Well, there you see Josh Ajayi putting on some new shoes after blowing through one of them just a few moments ago, similar to Zion Williamson last season in that Duke UNC game. And of course, the conference this year in the Sun Belt has been very unpredictable. I mean, South Alabama were the preseason favorites. They enter today's game 5-7. As Trey Mitchell knocks down the jumper over Jones. And remember, Ryan, the top 2 teams, top 2 seeds in the conference get an automatic bye all the way to the semifinals of the conference tournament.
Which is a very big bonus. Teams are going to fight really tough for those top 2 spots, and it's pretty much up for grabs at this point. There's no clear front runner. Little Rock at 11-2 in conference play, but there's a lot of basketball left. Georgia State 8-3 and Georgia Southern at 7-4, all within distance of those 1 and 2 spots.
With that loss, Georgia State now at 8-4, but a win for Georgia Southern. The Panthers would still have the tiebreaker. Some miscommunication between Isaiah Crawley and Simeon Carter on the lob. Meanwhile, Herb McGee for the Jaguars kicks it back out to Locure. Mitchell drives in, kicks back out to Locure. He'll fire from deep. Offensive rebound. Curry goes up on 2 defenders to score. Smith steps inside, pulls up. Ike Smith continuing to have a great performance now with 18 points in the game. Knocked loose, recovered by the Jaguars. Mitchell guarded by Crawley. And what a one-handed slam dunk from Chad Lott.
Trey Mitchell finding a way to get out of that trap. Good pass inside Lott with the one-handed flush. Putting the Jaguars back on top.
Jones has it stripped away by McGee. McGee all alone, swatted away by Smith, but Mitchell was there for the putback. It's a great play from Mitchell, trailing behind. South Alabama, 15 points and 6 rebounds with the limited minutes from Josh Ajayi.
Mitchell was one of those players coming into this 2020 season that had high expectations all around the league, and he is proving his dominance here against Georgia Southern without Ajayi on the floor. He's back in now.
And the ball hit the top of the backboard, so possession Eagles. Ajayi only with 9 points, 7 of those 9 in the first half. Had foul trouble 5 minutes in, then broke through his shoe in the early minutes of the second half. Not the best of luck for Ajayi in this game against the Eagles.
There's no chance for him to really get going. He's got the 9 points in just 9 minutes of play, and hopefully nothing else goes wrong for him anymore.
Carter can't finish.
It's going to be interesting to see how South Alabama adjusts their offense now with Mitchell and Ajayi on the floor. Who they're going to get the ball to?
Well, they give it to Ajayi. He shoots from the top of the key. His three-pointer shot is short. They'll give it back to Ajayi. Clock at 9. Muscles his way in. Can't finish.
It's a matchup you want if you're South Alabama. Elijah McCadden guarding Ajayi down in the post. Just really straight bully ball from Ajayi.
McCadden for 3. Short. Georgia Southern now 11 of 25 from long range, and that'll be an offensive foul. Richie Riley, second season as the head coach for South Alabama. Previously was a head coach at Nicholls State for 2 years. Before that, spent 2 years as an assistant coach at Clemson in the ACC.
Georgia Southern struggling to get the ball across court. It's 3 straight great games now they've gone up against a full court press.
Another steal. Herb McGee with the layup. No good. Rebound Carter. McCadden to Wishart. Kicks out to Quan Jackson. Haven't seen much of Jackson here in the second half. Has yet to score in the second. Now he does.
Good timing.
He has 17. And part of the double team with McCadden. Down low, Trey Mitchell. It's a good game for Trey Mitchell. Only had 9 points at Georgia State and also fouled out in that game.
This is a bit of a low-scoring game, especially here in the second half. Both teams had their fair share of scoring droughts, trouble getting things going.
Shot clock at 8. Wishart, deep three. And a foul as McCadden takes a tumble. Sorry, Crawley takes a tumble there.
South Alabama fouls on number 22, Andre Fox. His second personal.
That'll be the second foul on Andre Fox.
Turning for the Jaguars, number 4, Tyreek McCoy.
Take a look at the replay. Crawley going in hard for that offensive rebound. Pretty graceful landing there after getting hit from behind.
Jackson for three. And another over the back foul.
Isaiah Crawley at the line shooting 2 for the Eagles.
Herb McGee and Trey Mitchell trying to get an explanation for the call on Crawley. He gets both free throws of Georgia Southern's in good position, getting the ball back down just 2.
Calvin Wishart, the inbounder, throws it back to McCadden. Shot clock at 8. Calvin Wishart fires from deep.
They're going to blow the whistle on Isaiah Crawley. That's 3 straight shots from Georgia Southern. He's went up really tough for that offensive rebound. On the first 2, he was fouled, and that time he's going to get blown the whistle on.
So Ike Smith checks in for Simeon Carter. And a foul.
Are you kidding me, ref? You gotta be.
Eagle foul number 13, Quan Jackson, his third.
Third foul on Quan Jackson.
Danny, one player we haven't seen a lot of today for Georgia Southern's Elijah McCadden. Just 2 points, 1 of 5 from the field.
And now a foul on South Alabama on Tyreek Lokier. That's his 4th foul.
Lokier would be a big loss as he heads to the bench with just under 9 minutes to go. The point guard, big part of this South Alabama team.
McCadden over to Jackson. Jackson couldn't finish. Nice feed inside to Ajayi, and his shot rolls in. He now has 11. That one tipped up. Recovered by the Jags. Ajayi again called for traveling.
Ajayi called for traveling on that. Good break for Georgia Southern. A little bit of sloppy passes on the inbounds and trying to get it out through this South Alabama press.
Jackson floats it up off the backboard and in. Jackson now with 19. Well, then tipped out of bounds by McCadden. Jaguars keep it.
Turning to the game for the Jaguars, number 21, Chad Locke.
Chad Locke and Chet back in. Just over 8 minutes to play here in regulation. Ajayi, double team. Good ball movement. Good defense from Calvin Wishart.
Close the gap on that shot really quick. Calvin Wishart got up and got a hand in the face, just enough to cause him not even hit the rim.
Eagles still down by 2. Now we're tied. What a lob to Elijah McCadden.
Find a crease in the Jaguar defense and go straight into the basket. Great vision from Quan Jackson. Perfect pass, perfect finish.
Stolen away. The Eagles have numbers. Jackson could not finish. Good defense by Fox. Here is Ajayi throwing down the hammer.
Ike Smith wanted no part of that Ajayi slam, and I can't say that I blame him at all. Ajayi, the 6'6", 230-pound senior with a full head of steam, sends it in with one hand.
Ike Smith for 3. No good. Rebound Ajayi. Ajayi, when he entered South Alabama, he was 265, had to cut some weight, but still with that power, replacing some of that fat with muscle. Andre Fox for 3. Rebound Lott. Kicks it back out. Fox this time from the elbow. It's good.
Georgia Southern just allowing the shooters from the Jaguars a little too much space. They're giving them cushion, giving them second chance opportunities like that. They're going to convert most of the time.
Shot clock at 10. Jackson from the corner for 3. Rebound Fox. Back up to a 4-point lead for South Alabama.
Another screen, have Calvin Wishart guarding Ajayi down low in the post.
Shot clock at 5. Mitchell for 3. Nothing but a net. Trey Mitchell, he's got 20. Now a 7-0 run for the Jags. Alley-oop. Smith couldn't finish.
I think Josh Ajayi got just a piece of that, enough to disrupt the slam from Smith.
Basket count and the foul for Chad. Intense rivalry, but for some of the longtime Georgia Southern faithful, they know that Appalachian State is the primary #1 rival. And for the Mountaineers to come back to Statesboro after mainly it's been Georgia Southern in Boone the last couple of seasons, that's got to be a big matchup here.
And the rivalry will continue. Finally back in Hanner on the basketball court, like you said. Going to be a big-time matchup, especially after earlier in the season, Mountaineers taking care of business very late in the ballgame. A last-second shot against Georgia Southern in Boone.
Jackson floats it up from the baseline. Good. Able to snap a 10-0 run from South Alabama. The Jaguars. It's a great string of possessions. That one almost stolen away. Bounce pass over to Fox. Mitchell drives in. No good. Rebound Crawley and a foul. Mitchell will pick up his 3rd foul.
Fouls on the Jaguars, number 42, Trey Mitchell, his 3rd personal. Team's 5th.
Smith, 3, got it. Ike Smith.
5 3-pointers have gone down for Ike Smith here in tonight's ball game, and a big one right there on that last Georgia Southern possession as we approach the 4-minute mark left in regulation. Trying to get a run going for the Eagles. Trying to overcome the Jaguars, who went on their 10-0 run of their own.
Keep in mind, both teams with 2 timeouts left. Josh Ajayi called for traveling. And it's got to be really good shooting. 38% from the floor. but 39% from long range. South Alabama, 52% from the field. Wisher looking around, gives it to Quan Jackson. Now Crawley over to Wisher for three.
Georgia Southern has thrown up 32 three-point field goal attempts today.
Only knocked down 12. Chad Lott guarded by Wisher. Shot clock at 10. Mitchell over to Andre Fox. Clock at 5. Fox inside. Clock at 1. They get the shot up in time. Bounces around into the hands of Smith. Jackson, double team. Crawley, back to Wishart. Jackson couldn't handle the ball. Jump ball. Possession goes to South Alabama.
Costly turnover for under 3 minutes to play. Quan Jackson's had such a great game. Just mishandles a simple pass from Calvin Wishart. Fumbles it around and gives South Alabama an opportunity to jump on it. Good effort laying out. Avoid the Jaguars getting out in transition. Nevertheless, a costly mistake from Quan Jackson.
Under 2.5 to play. Fox for three. Got it!
That's a big foul. Quan Jackson completely airballs, but the foul is going to be called on Chad Lott. Gives the Eagles a chance to answer.
And that is much needed considering that the Eagles have not scored in the last 2 minutes. Jackson 3 of 4 from the charity stripe so far tonight. Jackson now with 23 points. 6-point game in Hanner. Eagles need some good defense here.
Richie Riley telling his team to slow down, get it organized, no unforced errors.
Ajayi stripped away. Wisher was trying to give it to Smith, but loses it.
And Georgia Southern making some costly mistakes, getting a lucky break on the strip from Ajayi and then go the other way and turn it right back over to South Alabama.
If you're Calvin Wisher, you get that steal, you need to go all the way to the hoop. Instead was trying to stop and find Smith. Clock at 7. Fox, clock at 3. Fox for 3, got fouled. He will go to the line for 3. And Ryan, player of the game for South Alabama has to be Trey Mitchell.
Trey Mitchell did a great job in stepping up in Ajayi's absence in the first half. And right now he's got 20 points. Having a great performance, 6 rebounds alongside it. The preseason player of the year in the Sun Belt Conference is putting on a show at Hanner Fieldhouse.
Definitely having a great performance.
Really weird foul call. Didn't look like there was any type of contact on the shot from Calvin Wishart, but Looks like Georgia Southern is, a lot of the fans are starting to head out, lost confidence in this comeback attempt with just over a minute left to play.
Third free throw just rims out. Jackson for three from the corner. Too strong as we are now in the final minute of play. And Quan Jackson's going to foul.
Quan Jackson, his fourth.
Prior to this game starting, Herb McGee at the line. Missing the 1-and-ones. Eagles need a basket fast. Jackson floats it up. Gets his own miss. Kicks out to Smith. Smith at the wing for three. No good. The Eagles have gone cold in the last 3.5 minutes. Can't hit a basket. And now Crawley will foul, and Trey Mitchell will head to the line.
Eagle fouls on number 53, Isaiah Crawley, his fourth.
Similar to what happened in the matchup in Mobile,
Trey Mitchell at the
where Georgia Southern had an 8-point lead and got cold at the end of the game, and Jags fought their way back and eventually took the win. The go-ahead basket from Jay Ajayi.
A couple of late turnovers from Georgia Southern really flip the switch in this game. Down by 4 or 5 points and turning it over back-to-back possessions. It's a recipe for disaster.
Shot and game clock separated by 2 seconds. Now a 10-point lead for South Alabama. Smith to Carter, elbow jumper. No good. Smith gets his own miss. And that one rolls in. Crawley's going to foul. But Ryan, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. In South Alabama, who didn't have the best start in the Sun Belt Conference, now with a win here, we'll put them at 6-7 in conference play.
And a lot of basketball left to play. Some tough teams on their schedule. They have to go through again. They have to play Troy twice in the upcoming weeks. A lot of basketball to play. I don't think anyone left in this Sun Belt Conference wants to face off with the Jaguars.
They may be one of the hottest teams in the second part of the conference season.
And that record does not really indicate how good this team has a potential of being. Everyone saw it coming into the preseason. They just might be finally gelling, getting just right here in the second half of conference play.
Ajayi with the rebound. He'll dribble it out, and South Alabama gets the season